Hello, Georgia 551. We are here once again, the midway point of the Sears closing at Solomon Pond Mall, Marlborough, Mass. As you can see, the Sears Auto Center is being used for COVID testing. I didn't point that out last time. Anyway, we're at the midway point. This is supposed to be 1 month to go before it's all said and done. So we're going to see what it's like in there. Probably going to be quicker. So we're going to go through and see what's there. As we enter, which, by the way, I almost forgot to put on my required coverings prior to entering the building. And immediately as we walk in, minus the fog, is quite a bit less along the edges as they move everything more towards the center. And we take a look yet again. As you can see here, that it definitely has emptied out on that particular side. Although further up it was a little bit on the empty side before, but now it's completely emptied. Now everything is on the other side. And there you have it. All the clothes that you probably could want, including summer styles that still exist, and showing you, or attempting to show you, another empty spot that's been blocked off. Very difficult to point out, but there it is. It's tiny. No idea why they blocked off such a small area, but they did. So this is the April 2nd, 2021. As I actually did remember to set the date and time, or should I say the date. I don't set the time, I just let that show how long the camera's been running, which even includes the prep time, which you don't see. And more of the fixturing that's for sale over there on the right. It's pretty much the same old on the left, which is why we didn't really look at it too much. We're looking at how it's emptying out and how they're simply, as I've stated, moving everything from the edges over to the center. Heading on down, they seem to have moved some of the junior stuff down a little more towards the adults. It's kind of mixed in at this point. They're just trying to, like you say, consolidate space, even though all areas that were still open initially, for the most part, still are, and that includes the second floor. That's the mall entrance. That's another video in itself after I walked through the previous time. So here we're going to start to see it emptying out again. They still have some shirts on the border wall, but you can also see even here that it's starting to thin out a little bit more. And more fixtures, pretty much. Nothing more to really see there, but just that fixturing. And in fact, further up, where we used to make a U-turn and go into an area where the fixturing was, we don't have to do that this time. Amazing that they want to charge you $5 for a lousy coat hanger. There must be 14 karat gold in that thing if they're charging that. So, from what I understood, and this is showing that everyone who takes fixturing, even if it's secured to the building, is responsible for removing it and patching up holes, which, outside of intentional, damage, I can't see why you would bother. Anyway, this was the area in question where we had to double back and come in this hallway and then leave again. Here you got some mannequins, partial and whole. And they do have some on the other side as well. Plus some of the glass shelving that we've seen before in the previous episode. And I do mention that this is a hidden camera, so it's set it, forget it, leave it alone. Sometimes it seems to want to hold straight, other times it seems to want to list to one side. Sometimes it might just flop around a little bit or wobble back and forth. It's just the way it is, as we don't want to show, adjusting it or anything like that, because then that might be a giveaway. So, yeah, the stores tend to frown on cameras, but, there's so many people that do this anyway. And by the way, if you want expert quality and professional stuff, you could always tune into Sal, Retail Archaeology, Ace's Adventures, and there's others as well. Those are the three that I can come up offhand right away. So the jeans department, there's fewer stands, but some of the cubby holes still have quite a few pair, and others, as you can see here, pretty much emptied out. So, Lee jeans seem to not be selling as well. The Levi's seem to be doing well, and the Sears Roebuck and Company, well, it's Sears. Anyway, now that we've pretty much the whole distance, and we're just gonna walk through this piece a little bit because it was sort of not really paid too much attention to this part. Now we're gonna head upstairs. Up to the second floor, and this is definitely the area that's truly showing that the end is nigh. It's almost pretty much Fixtureville here in this little part, and in the craftsman area it really starts to show, the Kenmore craftsman area. And again, the far right area that we're looking at, which we will go down, that originally was the electronics department. It was fairly big, and it was a very heavily secured area at one point. Now it's just holding whatever they can put in there. And then again, more random clothing, more in the sports department. I don't quite remember what was truly in that section at one point or time. But here we are again at the Kenmore section, and it was a bit thin when we were here before, but it's definitely thinned out a bit now. There's the craftsman area. It's been filled in with clothing and work attire, so it doesn't look as empty in that part. Still have some stuff there, but for the most part, here you go. It's just empty. Some hoodies and other garments there. Rubber flooring. It's pretty much fixturing here now. Ladders. Interesting they want a buck a square, but I don't know if it's for the 1 footers or the 2 footers or just a buck in general. And again, this area, it's been completely emptied, and there's yet another section that they have cordoned off. That is, for some reason, why would they bother? It's just a tiny corner. And then, yeah, this section doesn't really look too much worse, even though it definitely has thinned out here, and they moved everything more towards the main aisle. Still almost looks like they have, what they had last time. The mattress department, that was pretty full. Now that's almost empty. It's just barren wasteland for the most part. So down that aisle, pretty much nothing. Have refrigerators there. This is empty, and that section that's cordoned off, that was like that before. Now the hallway that was to the right where the portrait studio is, which we are definitely not looking at right now, looking at the end of the Kenmore appliance area. The hallway to the right we did not go down this time. We went down it before. It's a dead portrait studio, and it goes to restrooms and the elevator as well. So we don't bother this time. It was pretty much dead and long gone. So at this point, I decided I'd just stick my head, I'm trying to say. Yeah, about that far. People were around, so I didn't bother attempting to go behind the wall. Don't want any trouble. And, of course, the nail in the coffin of stores that are closing, the area rug guys. There have been videos people have done. Oh, and I want to mention Wally B. How can I forget Wally B? He's another one that I watch that does this stuff more or less professionally. So like I said, you want the high quality stuff. Him, Ace's Adventures, Sal's, Retail Archaeology, trying to say. And over here where kids' clothes, it's really thinned out. And then I noticed there were a family there, so nope, not going down that aisle, just like the last time. Just gonna walk here. Almost no small kitchen appliances left. The biggest thing there are the small refrigerators. And the down escalator this time was broken, so I had to walk around quite a bit to get out of the Sears. And there's the mall entrance. We didn't go down this road before because for some reason I honestly don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. But we're pretty much just circling around yet again. And this is pretty much what the Sears at the Solomon Pond Mall in Marlborough, Mass. Looks like at this point. So that's what the Sears here at Solomon Pond Mall, Marlborough, Mass. Looks like. And nothing much more to see here. So the final day, it'll be interesting. We're going to attempt to be there the final day, and hopefully it won't be shut when we get here. George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.